Welcome back to the Middles Review. Whisper it quietly. Borough are unbeaten in 6, and the teams above them keep losing. Could it be? Could it be that Borough might squeak into the playoffs? To discuss that and preview the next game against Swansea, we've got Lewis, our resident Borough fan. How are you, Lewis?
Yeah, good, thanks. I can't believe we've gone from relegation talk to playoff talk in the space of 6 games.
We'll probably be back on relegation next week, won't we? I'm sure. And the Swans are in town this week. Well, I think they're in town. Been on the beach for the last couple of games, but we'll check in with them as well. Welcome, Richard. How are you?
Not too bad, thanks. Not too bad.
And James is here as well. Good evening, James.
Hi, Mark. Right.
I'm good, thank you. All right, Lewis. Let's get straight into this. Yeah. Wow. Are both surprising, even you?
They are, yeah, to be honest. I mean, after that Stoke game 6 games ago, we were 6 points above the bottom three. And I remember us chatting on here, and I don't think people were really talking about relegation, but we were slightly looking over our shoulder. And honestly, you couldn't see where our next win was coming from. And then we've gone on a run of like 6 unbeaten, 4 wins, and we've only conceded 2 goals in that time as well. So we've gone from leaking goals all over the shop to 4 clean sheets in 6 games. So I really can't believe the turnaround, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw one tweet that said, "Oh, crikey, you beat relegation fodder at home easily," and then everyone's talking about playoffs again. I mean, was it as comfortable as the scoreline and it suggested?
It was, yeah. To be honest, that they're the worst side I've seen at the Riverside this season. They were toothless. They were dreadful, to be honest. I mean, it's only the second time we've actually won at home against a team in the bottom half. They're normally our bogey teams, but yeah, it really was an easy day at the office. I'm concerned for Chef Wed, to be honest, but yeah, well, we'll certainly take it. And then the fact that Norwich got beat, Coventry, Preston, and then Hull. It did make me laugh because during the Leeds game, they had the battle for the playoffs and they showed the top 9 in the table. Yeah. And then when Dan James's goal went in, that dropped into 10th. So I think that's why we're in the playoff talk now, because we've gone above Hull. And the fact that they've got a game in hand, we've almost have to be in the mix now.
Yeah. Lewis O'Brien is starting to grow in each game as well, isn't he? And just a word on Luke Ayling, who he got another assist, so now he's the top assister at the club, and he only actually joined you 3 months ago. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's life in the old dog yet. I think he's up and down that wing like a young buck at the moment. So yeah, he's slotted in well, and at the moment he's playing his way into a contract. And Lewis O'Brien, we have to sign him in the summer. I've said on here before, only a couple of years ago, he was one of the best centre mids in the league. And he's starting to show that now. He's getting regular football and he's staying injury free. And I really hope we do sign him in the summer. And hopefully Forest will stay up, because that will help our chances of getting him.
Okay, let's have a chat then about this game. Yes, this will be a really interesting battle of tactics here. And the last time Swansea won at the Riverside was in the COVID area, and I think Woodgate lost his job following that game. What needs to change for Swansea then? Richard or James, you can come in on this one, because not had the best couple of results, and of course Middlesbrough are, as we've already just alluded to, are in a nice bit of a run. What needs to change for you? Richard, you go first.
Okay, well, you need to start fast. Williams always goes on about off the front foot, but it is true though. We do need to start quick, get the game going, and look with intent to try and make some chances. Because it's all very well having possession, playing around the midfield area, but if you're not threatening in that final third, it's pointless at the end of the day. So we need to get at them, harry those defenders, make them feel that we're going to be a threat, rather than a team which is, you can settle and just put men behind the ball against. Because that's what's happened with our recent games, is teams have settled, they've got to snatch the goal somewhere, and then it's really hard to break down 10 men.
Okay. James, you agree?
Yeah, I agree with everything Richard said there, but also just do the basics right as well. There were several times during the QPR game where our winger would pick the ball up and the nearest white shirt was about 20 foot away. No one's getting close to them. Like I watched Southampton and Ipswich yesterday, and Ipswich were just little triangles, small 1-2 passes, moving the players around, moving it quickly, and they score fantastic goal from broad edge. We're more than capable of doing that. So just play to our strengths, move the ball around, play it into the players' feet on the edge of the box, and try and test the keeper instead of just lumping it aimlessly into the box that we've been trying to do. So again, for me, it sounds boring, but just do those basic things right.
Okay. Lewis, how does Swansea go about beating Middlesbrough?
Yeah, I think the important thing with us is just to try and press us. You know, we like to play out from the back with Sengi Dieng, and we don't always like it if we get harried and harassed. But a few teams that come to the Riverside, they sort of sit off us, give us a bit too much respect. We are a good passing side, but we have got mistakes in us because, you know, before this run started, the likes of Plymouth and Bristol City, as the lads have said, come at us early, started pressing us early, and we didn't like it at all. So that's really the way to get at us. But once we grow into a game, we grow in confidence. And at the moment, our blueprint is sort of like see ourselves into a game, nice and strong and resilient, and then we grow in the game and start to break teams down. So really, that start of the game is going to be important.
And Carrick's reverted back to this 4-2-3-1. Is that been part of the reason why you've been doing so well, that it's gone back to this system?
He went back to wing backs, and I think the main thing was just to make us more solid again. We were leaking goals for fun, but now we've sort of got our confidence back. He's almost got his confidence back himself, and he's gone back to his old system. At the moment, we're playing Johnny Howson as a centre back because we've got no centre backs left, but he can slot in anywhere. So yeah, with the back four and the two are properly sitting now, so we have got that extra bit of protection. So yeah, we've gone back to his old way of playing, but I think it's just because we've got confidence in the side now, so we're playing that kind of style that he likes.
Let's get some score predictions from you both. I think the reverse fixture was this Borough 1, didn't you? 2-1 with a very strange
scored an
indirect free kick. Yeah, that was bizarre. Let's get some score predictions from you both then. Lewis, you go first because you're at home.
Yeah, with all due respect to Swansea, they're probably the ideal side to play right now. You know, they're all but safe. You know, 7 points clear of the drop. I think the fact that we're not called Cardiff City as well really helps, because I think apart from that game in the last 5, they haven't really turned up. And I've heard a few Swansea fans saying, do we only turn up for the derby? So the way we're playing now, and the way that, you know, Swansea haven't got a lot to play for, I really do fancy us. We're solid at the back and we're scoring goals again. So it's never normally routine for us, but I'll go for a nice 2-0 victory.
Okay. James?
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. The way we are at the moment, we're so lackluster and we just got silly mistakes in us. Again, we keep switching off from set pieces. I can't see us coming away from the Riverside with all 3 points, so I'll just go for a 1-1 draw.
Okay. Richard?
Well, I'm going to be the optimist, and I think we've been doing better away from home in recent months, and I think we do a good performance away now, pressure's off, and I think it's more the case of playing against those teams right at the bottom we've struggled in because they wanted it a bit more. I think that's the case. I think Middlesbrough, you know, they're not really going, I don't think, going to get the playoffs. It could be a perfect side for us to play this weekend just to get over the line because we need one more win, really. So I'm going 2-1.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. You aren't seeing yourself safe just yet, are you?
No, I think one more win now. Otherwise, you're going into next week and you're looking over your shoulders slightly. And especially playing against teams around, you get sucked in. So I think one more win, I think that'll be it then. But yeah.
Okay. I'd like to ask you all as a group who's going down, because you've all just recently played most of the relegation favourites in Wednesday and Plymouth and Huddersfield. Lewis, which is forget Rotherham, but which of the teams would you worry for if you were a fan of?
Yeah, I mean, based on Monday, Sheffield Wednesday are in big trouble. Like I say, they're the worst team I've seen at the Riverside this season, and you know they picked up a bit of form under Danny Rowe. they looked doomed about a couple of months ago, but they look really poor. And the other one's Plymouth. I think Plymouth are in free fall at the moment. Massive win for Birmingham, and that's give them a bit of confidence. And I think apart from Whittaker, they're struggling Plymouth at the moment, and they just have a real lack of quality. So probably them three that you've mentioned.
Okay, Richard.
I think Huddersfield, and then one other really. And it's strange, really, you say about Sheffield Wednesday, but they were really good against us on the weekend on Friday. So I thought they had a bit of battle about them. But it's game by game, things change in the Championship. It's such a crazy league. But maybe Stoke, I don't know. Maybe Stoke could get sucked in.
Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you all now for your man of the man of March. So I'll just pop you on hold. Well, thank you very much for joining us all on this one, and enjoy your games. Okay, Lewis, what's your man of March for Middlesbrough?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Matt Clark. He's our only fit centre-back at the moment. He had horrible injuries last season, come back in the squad, and he's turned into a bit of a cult hero, to be honest. Against Southampton, he made a tackle in the box, 6-yard box with his head on the floor after a goalmouth scramble, and he's just come in and been really, really solid and assured. So he's turning into a hell of a signing, to be honest. So the fact that we've kept 4 clean sheets at March, and he's been at the heart of all of them, I'm going to say Matt Clark.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And if you're a Middlesbrough fan and still think you've got a chance of the playoffs, we want to see it in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you very much, Lewis, for joining us. Good looking at Swansea.
Cheers. Bye.
All right. We're now in April then. Who gets the Swansea Player of the Month for you lads? James, you can go first this time.
I think for me, Harry Darling. He's been absolutely superb throughout the month of March, putting in an absolute monster of a performance against the neighbours. I think he's just literally through that month led us by example. When he was called upon, dependable, solid. I could have given it to Nathan Wood, but for me, Harry Darling.
Okay, Richard.
I'm going for his mate Nathan Wood. Yeah, I think he's been great, and big thing about the Swans is he's returned back to the form now, playing the ball out from defence. Looks the kind of player that the teams were interested last season with, putting those decent bids in. But yeah, Nathan Wood for me.
Okay, thank you, fellas. Enjoy the game at Middlesbrough, and we'll catch you next week.
All the best.